going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today playing some Idle Heroes. I want to thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button and show your support. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, we're here today on the official server to talk about the new events, because we have new events, and that's what you talk about when new stuff happens. So anyways, quite a bit, like not a ton of new stuff, like heroes haven't really been changed or anything. The taverns had a little bit of a quality of life adjustment, which is great. Your completed quests, well, your new quests that you get come to the top when they're not being, like, done, which is nice. Like, if you pop a new one up, if you back out and come back in the tavern, it stays on top. Pretty handy when you're refreshing your tavern quests and stuff. Let's go ahead and do that. Kind of a waste, but just to show you what it is. There you go. Kind of nice, because it is a little bit annoying and kind of, you know, frustrating constantly. Have to refresh your deals and, like, refresh, scroll, refresh, scroll. I did it the entire last event. It was super annoying. But anyways, with that being said, we've got some new stuff to talk about. There's a new hero, woot! But that also comes with a grain of salt. We literally just had a heroic summoning event. Like, it wasn't long ago. I would say, especially on the official servers, if you completed that event, there's almost no way, unless you're spending freakish amounts of money, that you're going to be even close to completing this one. I wish they'd take at least like a full month before launching new heroes. You've got a new hero not a lot of people have used. Let it get tested and sorted out before you launch a new one. And also, give people some time to get their resources back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally just had one of these. But, with that out of the way, there's no new skins or anything that I've seen. It's just heroic summons, profit orbs for buying with money, which, obviously, you're going to need those for the event. If you're a spender, there's a thing. Summoning packages, there's the new hero. If you pull her out or Aiden, you get the gear rewards, the 2-star orange. Not bad to have extra of that laying around. That brings us to the summoning prizes. It is a big one. It's not like a reduced down, because, you know, we just had a full-on 550 event, which means a couple of things. Alright, if you're really new to the game, like if you haven't beat all of easy, I would say it's probably okay for you to use heroic scrolls, even if you have no hope of finishing the event. Okay, once you've completed easy, I don't know, you're still pretty early game to complete easy. It's not very hard to do. One really good 6 or 7-star hero can bring you past that. I don't know. I don't want to give you bad advice, you know what I'm saying? But be wary of using your heroic scrolls if you can't complete the event. Like me right now, I've got 318 scrolls. If I can't get that number to around 470, there's no reason for me to try the event, for 2 reasons. Okay? One, if you just do the 300 summons that I could do, it's going to give you 30 new heroic scrolls, right? Because you get 5, 5, 10, 10. It's 30 new ones. You get the 10-star replacement material, but you're stopped before you ever get a hero, 2, the 5-star armor, and the new hero. So all the stuff that you really want from the event, you can't get if you're not dumping 400 plus summons. Alright, that's kind of how it goes. So if you can't, like, this is what I would say. Like, for me, I've beat easy in Aspen Dungeon, I've beat normal in Aspen Dungeon, I'm on difficult in Aspen Dungeon. For me to go through and waste 300 scrolls to only get half the event completed is nothing but a waste of my scrolls. That's the way I see it. There's no reason for me to do it. I might get some good heroes out of it, maybe. I might get nothing. I might get a new copy of this hero. But overall, I would be much better waiting, skipping this event entirely, coming back the next one that comes out, and finishing it. Okay, because I'm going to get 5-star orange gear, which is hugely powerful. Very, very good. You don't want to miss that. Plus, I get 2 different heroes, some profit orbs, stuff like that. So, it kind of comes down to where you're at in the game. If you're really, really new and you don't have a team built yet, you might want to spend your scrolls, try to build a solid base of a team, you know, get full 6 and 7-star teams, whatever it is. But once you start getting a little further, you start seeing more and more what a waste it is to use resources when you don't have to. So that's where I would say, if you're like where I'm at, don't spend your scrolls unless you can complete the event, because you're just going to waste them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to spend heroic scrolls in the official server unless I get like a freakish load of luck in the Aspen Dungeon. Private server, I don't know what I'm at over there. I don't actually remember. And I don't know if they're going to reduce the amount. Probably not. But you never know. You never know. They might. So it's possible over there, maybe. Prob's not. All right? Hero exchange, some new stuff in the altar shop. You've got Cruz and Sleepless. Boop, boop, boop. Go over there and check them out in the altar and the shop. They're 4,500. It does say that you cannot refresh the altar and buy them again. I've never tried it because I've never had that many altar stones just laying around willy-nilly. But anyways, they're both actually pretty solid heroes. I've heard a lot of people talk Sleepless up, especially after his buffs recently, and the fact that, if you're running Warrior Tech, he's pretty solid. Can knock some serious damage down. Cruz, everybody knows Cruz is good. He was nerfed at 5 and 6 star, but 9-star Cruz is still an animal. He's still an awesome hero to build. So there's that. Those two options in the altar shop. And what else do we got? The fusion event. Thank God. Thank God for the fusion event. My bag space is getting full. I've been needing to do some fusion, knock some heroes out. Getting some gold built up is great. The dust is fantastic for building your stones. Monster materials, I don't really need a bunch of them now, but not going to say no to them. A couple super chips, which on official, super chips kind of suck. Let's be honest about things. They're not that great. On private server, they're way better. Actually kind of worth going for. But anyways, the new hero. That's what everybody wants to know about, right? I mean, the events, blah, blah, blah. I can look at those myself. What's up with the hero, right? So let's jump in here to the Shadow faction, scroll down Z's, and check out, did I click on it? I did. Jahra. I think that's how you say it. Jahra. She actually looks pretty cool. Pretty cool looking 10-star hero. I wonder what the skins will be like for. They'll probably be pretty cool too. But any hoodles, we'll talk about the skills she's got and stuff like that, what she can be used for, what I think her builds could be potentially. Of course, I don't have one yet, so all this is speculative until she's actually built by people. First up, her active skill deals 235% of attack as damage against 4 random enemies and poisons the target for 2 rounds, dealing 100% of attack as damage each round. That's a pretty high dot. 100% of your attack as damage is a pretty heavy dot, and it's hitting 4 people. That's pretty nuts, and that's solid. That's solid damage over time in my opinion. All right? It also has a 20% chance to freeze the target for 2 rounds, and a 20% chance to petrify the target for 2 rounds. This is powerful in a couple of ways, because it dodges a couple of heroes that have gained immunity to certain things. Kamath can't be petrified, Kamath can be frozen. Corpse Demon can't be frozen, but Corpse Demon can be petrified. So that's kind of interesting. All right, that's going to bring around some stuff and things. You got a 40% chance, essentially, to freeze 4 enemies. Pretty powerful crowd control, freeze/petrify. So that's pretty solid. It's a pretty good amount of crowd control, which is really good. Crowd control is always solid in PvP. But you're mixing crowd control here with a damage over time hero, which means she may actually have some damage dropping ability, which is interesting because you don't see a lot of heroes that can do both. Usually you're either crowd control or your damage. You're not really a both hero. So anyways, first passive here, basic attack targets 2 random enemies, dealing 120% of attack as damage, and has a 100% chance to steal 15% of the attack from the target for 3 rounds. Again, that's pretty tough. That means she's not only going to be dealing damage, she's also making someone else on the enemy team hit weaker, and she's now hitting harder. So that further boosts her ability to drop damage, especially with her being a damage over time hero. Boosting her attack means her damage over time now does more damage. I can see her doing some pretty nasty numbers. I'm just going to say it. I think she can be a really solid hero for very heavy damage output. Second passive here. Increases attack by 20%, crit by 25%, HP by 20%. Now this is kind of just your normal run-of-the-mill passives, what she buffs, but as you can see, she does get a crit passive, which means you can build her in a critical sense. You can build her to crit. I don't know, that's crazy though. That's nuts. Because she's kind of spread between everything. I mean, she can damage over time, which when you're doing damage over time and that's your focus, you kind of want to buff attack because that's what your dots proc off of is your attack percentage, not your crit or anything. But if she has natural crit, you can also build her as a crit hero. But she's also got crowd control, so you could build her fast for a crowd control. She seems like a really, really versatile hero that's going to be very hard to pin down when you're fighting somebody in the arena, which way they're running her, and that makes her even more dangerous. I mean, 90% of the time you see a Cruz, you know what they're running their Cruz as, alright? He's there to stun you, that's pretty much it. Same with Demon Hunter. If you see a Demon Hunter, 9 times out of 10, that Demon Hunter's loaded down with speed, she's going to be a crowd control hero. That's how they run them. With this one, it seems like you've got quite a few options. It could be a PvE focused Jahra with attack buffs rolled onto its stone and stuff like that to boost that damage over time. It could be a heavy crit. So it's dropping crazy crits on you, or it could be really fast to crowd control your team. It's kind of hard to know where she sits at. So pretty interesting. Last passive here, when taking skill damage, has a 50% chance to heal self for 200% of attack as HP, and a 50% chance to increase self energy by 30%. Pretty solid passive. It's pretty solid passive, alright? Just gonna say it, it is. Healing when you get hit by skill damage helps you stay alive. It doesn't matter if she's frozen or stunned. If someone hits a freeze on her, she may be able to survive the whole round getting hit, and also boosting her energy. If you guys don't know this, alright? If your hero has full energy, and it gets frozen or stunned, anytime it gets attacked, it starts boosting skill damage. It doesn't boost energy because you're already 100 energy. It starts dealing more skill damage. I don't know if you guys knew that. I seen it on Reddit, and I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, because sometimes if a hero comes out of being silenced or something, they drop their skill, and you're like, oh my god, those numbers are stupid. That's why. So that's kind of the case here. If she is like in a crowd control state, she's still healing, staying alive, and she's boosting her energy on top of when she's being hit, she can knock some serious numbers down when she comes out. So really, really solid. Unlike the last year we got, there's no immunity to crowd control on this one, which not really a big deal, I guess. But as you can tell, it is another mage. You don't see a lot of mages, and now we're seeing mages all the time, all right? No one was using mages before, and I'm kind of wondering if that's not why you're starting to see more of them get launched. Like Valentino, he's disgusting, all right? Every 10-star Valentino I've seen in Seasonal has been wrecking butt, and if he's not wrecking butt, the whole other team is, because everybody's stunning you now. It's pretty powerful. This chick here looks like the same mold. I mean, these two heroes are making mages more of a viable choice, because before, let's be honest, most of the mage usage was either Flame Strike for cheesing people, it was Scary because he's pretty nasty, and Dark Arthidol. I mean, there wasn't a lot of mage use in the game. This is kind of changing things. People are going to start debating, hey, do I want to start building mage tech? There's a lot of good mages out. So this chick right here, if I had one, I don't really know how I'd build it. Like, to be honest, without actually being able to test it out and see. But she's got a pretty decent attack stat, 29,000 attack. That's not bad. She's pretty quick, 1164. It does put her slower than I believe Valentino and also Demon Hunter for the crowd control role. So she'd be a little bit slower for a crowd control hero. Still fast. Throw it. Still faster than things like Ice Blink, of course, but not the fastest hero in the game. So her crowd control ability, maybe a little hampered by that, not getting it off first, and also not having any immunity to crowd control effects. So, I don't know, maybe a little bit weaker to run her as a crowd control hero due to that fact. Still, she's solid at it. She has really solid crowd control chance, and the fact that she splits it between Freeze and Petrify means that certain heroes that could have dodged that before, maybe can't do that now. Another way to run her, I would say if you're going for a PvE build, it's probably better to run attack on her to really boost the crap out of her damage over time. But I can't be 100% sure because she has that passive crit. Having a passive that boosts your crit is very powerful. As you notice, 90% of the heroes that people build for crit, like Karim, Vesa, they have a natural crit. That means you can boost your crit to very high numbers, which means you crit almost every attack. And it also means you're going to get heavy crit damage with your crit stone. You can drop some pretty nasty numbers. Now, at this point, I don't know which would be more effective. I would say for PvP, probably a crit build would be stronger because it's more of a nuke potential. But man, in PvE, I think a high attack on her, attack stone with an attack artifact or something, she could probably put out some pretty nasty numbers against bosses. So it kind of depends, I guess, on how you want to run one. I would say if you're going PvE build with yours, probably run attack on her. If you're going to run a more PvP oriented, you probably want to run either speed for the crowd control, or you want to run crit damage for nuke potential. So either way, really cool new hero. Kind of excited. Man, I hate it though. I freaking hate it. Because next season now I'm like, I've got to build one. And I still haven't even built Valentino, but I guess it's okay. If I don't get Valentino to 10-star this season, I'll try again next season with mages. It'll happen eventually. But yeah, she looks like she's got a lot of potential in any area you kind of want to run her. Maybe other than the Aspen dungeon. She might be alright for the Aspen. She has crowd control, which is pretty powerful. When she hits by skill damage, she does have a pretty good chance of healing. So, a little bit of sustainability, not a lot. Maybe a solid node breaker, because she can pop crowd control on people with damage over time. we have yet to see how she'll work there, but I don't know. She's not going to be a main Aspen hero, I'd tell you that pretty much right away. Not enough sustain on her for that, but she could be a node breaker. It could be a thing. Pretty solid looking hero, good pretty much everywhere it seems like. At least she's not really bad anywhere that I can tell. Like some heroes are just flat out bad in certain areas, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's thing. So this one here, on the up and up. I'm thinking it's a pretty solid hero, of course. She's a new hero. You've got to make all the new heroes good or no one wants them, right? Looking pretty cool. I'll be excited to see what people start doing with her when they start building her. Really cool looking. As for if I'm going to get one, mainly it depends on how my private server goes. If I don't get the heroic scrolls there, I'm not going to get them here for sure. I mean, I can only smash 200 waves for the Aspen dungeon. I don't have nearly enough gems to buy, 200 plus scrolls. It's probably not going to be a thing for me, which sucks on the official server and the private server probably as well. But if it does, it does. That's great. I'll be happy with it. Anyways, that's pretty much everything that is new now. All right? No new skins. Not going to lie, I've been kind of spoiled seeing all the new skins. I kind of expect them. But none this time, which is all right. I guess we got a new hero instead. And she does look pretty baller. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please make sure smash that thumbs up button and show your support. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. And tell your friends about it, because that definitely helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one.